Hi. In this CBT video, we're going to be covering the vertical descent technique. Now, this is a really great technique for two reasons. One, the goal here is you're really trying to dig deep at the underlying automatic thought and schema that might be present with your client that's motivating his feelings and behaviors. The second part of this technique, which is useful, is really it's more than just a technique, but is a great diagnostic tool to use in CBT to uncover what are the primary thoughts and schemas that are really plaguing your client. And once you're able to identify the key schemas, to really be able to dive deep and directly do the work with those problems. There's a couple different angles you can take on using this technique, but every single question is going to be the same. You're trying to dig deeper for the next justification, until you really hit bedrock. So questions like, well, why would that be a problem for you? Well, what would it mean if that was the case? What would that show you if that were true? What would that mean to you? What would that make you think? What feelings would that bring up for you? And you're pushing more and more and more until you, again, finally hit this bedrock of this very primal sort of thought that you feel, okay, that definitely sounds like that's a schema. One of the main challenges of using this technique is it starts to feel repetitive. And that's kind of the point, because you're really trying to push the client past his initial thoughts, which can often be defensive, which can often be pretty vague, to get to something more meaty. So one of the biggest problems here is trying to avoid that sort of blandness that this technique can carry with it. Another problem could just be hitting roadblocks, where you have clients who will stay superficial in the thoughts and feelings that they're having, that they're describing, and seem to have a really hard time pushing past, maybe a second or third round. Now, I really suggest, in using this technique, that you're going to want to push this farther than even what you're comfortable with. Generally, I would suggest, 5 or 6 rounds of different questions that you could ask to push this one forward. I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, go ahead and click on like or share it with your friends. If you want to send me a message, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment box, or check out my website and shoot me an email. If you want to support my work, you can check out my Patreon account. I'll see you in the next video.